Welcome back, strangers. We have all felt like we are not ourselves, whether we are sick, depressed, or just under a lot of stress. But what happens when that feeling doesn't go away? Can it make it feel like something else is inside you or in your head, making you think or do terrible things? In 1966, Charles Whitman knew something was wrong with him. He complained of headaches, violent outbursts, and intrusive thoughts in the weeks leading up to his mass shooting and suicide. His suicide note read, "I do not really understand myself these days. I am supposed to be an average, reasonable, and intelligent young man. However, lately, I cannot recall when it started. I have been a victim of many unusual and irrational thoughts. After my death, I wish that an autopsy would be performed on me, as if there's any visible physical disorder." Whitman was a former Eagle Scout, Marine, and an expert marksman. He was discharged from the Marines in 1963 and returned to the University of Texas to study architecture in 1965. He began to suffer serious mental problems after his mother finally left his abusive father in March of 1966. On March 29th, he told a psychiatrist that he was having uncontrollable fits of rage. He even stated that he had thoughts of going up the university tower with a rifle to shoot anyone he saw in his sight. However, the doctor did not believe these threats should be taken seriously, and did nothing to prevent Whitman from acting out his violent fantasy. On the evening of July 31st, Whitman arrived at his mother's home. He rendered her unconscious, stabbed her in the heart, and shot her. He left a note beside the body that read, "To whom it may concern, I have just taken my mother's life. I am very upset over having done this. However, I feel that if there is a heaven, she is there now. I am truly sorry. Let there be no doubt in your mind that I love this woman with all my heart." Whitman returned home and waited for his wife to go to sleep. He then stabbed her 3 times in the heart. He typed a note before her death that said, "I loved her dearly. I cannot rationally pinpoint any specific reason for doing this." His entry in his journal read, August 1st, 1966, 3 a.m., both dead. It continued to say, "If my life insurance policy is valid, please pay off my debts. Donate the rest anonymously to a mental health foundation. Maybe the research can prevent further tragedies of this type." The next day, he entered the elevator of the University of Texas Tower and traveled up to the observation deck. He brought an assortment of weapons and supplies that he brought and stockpiled in a rental truck earlier that morning. Once he reached the top deck, he began shooting every person he saw below. The rampage lasted a little over an hour and a half. Whitman shot most of his victims near or in the heart. He murdered 14 people and wounded 31 others before being shot and killed by 2 heroic police officers. The autopsy that Whitman wanted was performed and a pecan-sized brain tumor was discovered. A neuropathologist at Austin State Hospital conducted the autopsy and concluded the tumor had no effect on Whitman's actions. However, Texas Governor John Connally commissioned a special task force of neurosurgeons, psychiatrists, pathologists, and psychologists to re-examine the autopsy findings to determine if the tumor had any relation to Whitman's motives and actions. The Connally Commission concluded that the relationship between brain tumor and Charles Whitman's actions on the last day of his life cannot be established with clarity. Modern forensic investigators have theorized that the tumor caused pressure against Whitman's amygdala, a part of the brain related to anxiety and the fight or flight responses, affecting his mental state. However, many experts are still in disagreement of what role, if any, the tumor played on Whitman's horrendous actions that day. Let us know in the comments below if you think the tumor had anything to do with what happened that day. If you feel sick or not yourself, don't hesitate to go to the doctor today. Don't wait until it's too late. You need to take care of your physical and mental health. We are lucky to live in a time where medicine saves the lives of hundreds of millions of people a year. Don't wait to get help that could save your life. Remember, stay strange and healthy.